We had a pretty good birthday party last night, and of course, we bought beer for the Australian neighbor who drinks beer, and we had some leftover beer that we also gave him to. Well, while he was here, he drank the beer, and we had two cakes here. So I don't want to see that much cake around. So our neighbors across the field, and they must like us because whenever we had leftovers or something, we gave it to them. It's not that they're really broke. I mean, they own that land, but doesn't mean that they're rich. But then we came back over with half a cake to the neighbor next door again, the leftover beer that we had because I don't drink any alcoholic beverages. And the head of the pig, to let you on, went to one of her friends. We got some leftover beef caldera and something else that's going to go to another woman we know with her children to give her, and some cake. So basically, we don't always eat all the we did what we can. Our dinner tonight was leftovers, but whatever we thought maybe we weren't going to eat, we just give it away to somebody that would actually eat it. That's kind of the thing you do out here. Never throw away something that's not spoiled and it's still going to make a meal for somebody. And we try to do that all the time. So every time we have some event over here, well, we just give it to the neighbors and all that, and they appreciate it. In fact, I probably saved a neighbor's life last night. We were taking out the blood pressure monitor. We were talking about some subjects, and she wanted to test her blood pressure. So she was like, her systolic was like 163 over 100 and something. So I was a little high. She's on blood pressure medicine, but it's supposed to be for maintenance, but I don't think she's taking it all the time. She needs to lose some weight, that's for sure. But that could have helped her out just a little bit on that. So we did a favor on that. Told the husband, don't let her eat all that cake. Let the kid have some of their friends or something. But you don't want to eat all that cake. The icing on that alone is probably pure sugar. I've had my few slices of cake, though. Absolutely. But one thing I learned, it's not really. Okay, I don't want to get into. I really don't want to get into the health shit on here because you guys don't listen to me anyway on that. Anyway, apparently Barry's still in the news. You saw my last video. That was fresh off the counter. Some Phil something news saying that he's still in jail, and of course they got the information a little bit wrong on the location that he's at. But nevertheless, that was news. So apparently he's still floating through the virtual or world of news in the Philippines. So he wanted some attention. Well, he got the attention he wanted. So there you go. Now, of course, Fazio's going on and on. He's always talking about me. Of course, he doesn't mention my name. That's what you call an instigator. That's an antagonist. That guy there is so fucking hateful. He's got his blood boiling all the time over people. If somebody don't, continue paying on their membership, he just gets really pissed off, And he goes on and on and on about me. Go to my next hearing and we'll go. Well, what is that going to accomplish? What? What's that going to accomplish? This guy is what you call revengeful. I mean, horribly revengeful. But see, that's what happens when you have too much time on your hands, as this guy does. And it plays with your head. It plays with your mind. All you want to do is rag at people all the time. Every one of his shows, there's always some mention of me. He may not mention my name. He'll call me Francis, or he'll make some innuendo or something. Every fucking show, he talks about me. Every fucking show. Talk about having time on your hands. Jesus Christ. I mean, really. Talking about getting a hobby. There's nothing to do in the Philippines, he says. Well, he needs more than a hobby. He needs a life. He needs to get fucking laid. The fucking guy is frustrated because he hasn't gotten fucking laid in probably decades, if at all. Of course you'd be frustrated. Damn. Jacking off doesn't do the job all the time. Sometimes you need a human touch. I don't think that's ever going to happen unless he pays for it. That's for damn sure. That's all right. Just take a look at him. His whole face tells the story where he's heading. I'm not worried about this guy at all. But he's been pushing it with me quite a bit, I'll tell you that. There's the real gossip right there. Hello, Mr. Real Gossip. I've read a couple of your comments. Greetings to you anyway. Welcome. We got 11 people at this hour. That's fairly good. I don't know what's going on. I didn't hear everything of Ricky's last show, but he was going off on everybody on there. Has everybody lost their monkey-ass mind? I mean, seriously, guys. People are frustrated out there. They want to get involved with everything that goes on in somebody's life. That's a telltale story of people just have much too much time on their hands. That was okay. Yeah, I think I answered something to that. I think I did. Well, it's pretty clear what's actually going on right now is that Barry's trying to bait me into saying something he could use against me. It's obvious. I mean, it's obvious probably to all of you. That story that Barry was giving out while this chick was doing her shows on his commentaries, telling people that the case is going to be dismissed. Well, I don't know where he gets this information from, but I talked to my lawyer today. He said that ain't. He said that ain't. He says complete. His two words were completely false. He didn't even elaborate on it. Just two words. Completely false. There you go. Anybody knows it's my lawyer. So again, it's a sympathy play that he's done countless times before. Let's feel sorry for the poor jailbird. Maybe somebody will send me some money. Guys, listen up. He's getting his SSI every month. He don't need any money. He's no rent to pay, no electric to pay. Okay. Girlfriend brings over food. She'll shop for him. He has all the Oreos he could eat. She'll come over with a conjugal visit. He'll get laid or something. That's what conjugal visits are, if you don't know what that means. He'll get food. He'll order stuff to be delivered. And I think he's getting pretty close to losing his phone. Actually, hello, Chiefy. I am very well, except I feel a little guilty. I had a couple of small pieces of cake, and I'm just really trying to avoid that sugar. It's the biggest poison that could ever go in your body. I did learn something on something. Well, unless you have cancer, if you had cancer in any way or don't know, don't eat sugar because cancer feeds on it. And all these doctors that have been trying to, well, the whole medical industry does. There's very simple things you can do instead of getting chemotherapy and radiation treatment. Best known secret and kept secret ever. Fast because the cancer is feeding on certain elements in food, and when your body is deprived of the kind of nutrients that it needs, yeah. Your cell has a nucleus in it, all your cells. And the mitochondria is what gets affected. Okay. When that changes because of oxidation going on in your body, that's when hell breaks loose metabolically all over your body. Okay. But you can actually, and as I said, I got to put a disclaimer in here. I'm not a doctor, but I can only tell you and share what I read. Is that if you unfortunately ever come into any cases of cancer, one of the first stages or steps you should do before you consider anything else, just my opinion, not a medical opinion, I got to keep on saying that, starve the body a little bit. And you might, if you have tumors, it happens from the mitochondria, then it forms into tumors, kind of like dead cells in a way. Starve your body for a little bit, and there's a good chance that there'll be a reduction in tumor size, even remission possibility. And this is what a leading doctor who does cancer research for 30 years came up with. He said the industry is trying to make money off you. Oh, gee, nothing new about that. Nothing new about hello, Barangay Bob. Okay, I don't give a shit where Jerry the Fairy is, what the fuck he's doing. Maybe he drowned or something, he's scuba diving. Who the fuck knows? Yeah, I don't give a shit, man. I just do a show here, People come, they come. They say build it and they shall come. So 16 people came, so, we're building a field, okay? It's not a rainbow field, but it's still a field. But the Yellow Man is still harping on about this Mushroom Man song. I've never heard such hoo-ha about a song. Originally comes from the Muffin Man song. What extraordinary hoopla and hoo-ha is coming from a fucking song. You think somebody raped a child or something. But he's trying to go along with this shit from a fucking song. It's old hat, it's old news, it's not relevant. Nothing ever happened with that shit. It's a fucking song. And it wasn't that radical either. Jesus fucking Christ. But when you need ammunition, you gotta grab everything you can. Grab the big arms. Grab the 50 millimeter instead of the 22s. And just load and shoot. And see if it sticks to the wall. That's pretty much it. Yeah. The elites prey on your forgetfulness. The elites on your lack of understanding. It's about elites here now. The elites pray that you get the jab 3 times. Yeah, don't fall for that again, dudes. Don't fall for that again. You got to understand about pharmaceutical companies. Do you realize the kind of money that they make on a product? And it has to go through testing periods, and then it could take a long time before it's approved by the FDA and so forth to market it. It's a long process, and they got to have blind and double blind studies done and so forth. Uh, Test the efficacy of the product, but these companies will experiment on people. Give them deadly viruses and see how much control they can have over you to need a certain medicine. In other words, the same pharmaceutical companies, it's probably has happened, is that they'll create a product, they'll create something that'll create a virus, okay? And then they're going to know the needs of the people. So they're going to present the product that's going to make them billions of dollars, that's going to cure the very virus that they let loose. Like that's never been done before. You know it has. I still go by the theory, don't trust anyone or anything. Use your brain, what you got left of it, and figure things out for yourself. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And all I ever got, I got my 2 shots reluctantly, but I had to get back from Hawaii. And that was the only way I was going to get back to the Philippines. If I got my 2 doses. Yeah. Sometimes you don't have a choice to do something, or else you'll never get back. Sometimes you have to give in to the system when you're adamantly not wanting to and don't believe in getting these shots. They were just talking about you there, Jerry. Remember when Yellow Man put up the Mushroom Man banner? Yeah, that's mental illness, man. That's God. Guys, we could go on for 6 straight hours and come up with some of the crazy shit that this guy has done on his show. My God, I mean, if this was America, I think they'd pick him up on the spot and they'd probably institutionalize the guy. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm serious, man. This guy, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. But holy shit. He doesn't let up on me though. He don't let up on me at all. He don't let up on me. But he wouldn't have a show. He's got to talk about somebody. Why not me? Or anybody that didn't pay for a membership or something, or somebody withdrew their membership. Man, he got down on numerous people for that. First, he loved them to death. As long as you send him money, he loves you to death. He will talk about you like you're his best buddy. As long as you donate to his show, he'll love you. Oh, he'll love you forever. But when you stop donating to his show or decide not to, continue your membership, oh man, then he's your biggest enemy. Biggest enemy. Big time. Nobody understands him, White Horse. Don't even try. Don't even waste your energy to try to understand anybody on it. Don't even try to understand me. Okay? We're all in this together, It's a fucking big fucking nut house is what it is. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Barry believes the delusional stuff that comes out of his mouth. He's in for a big disappointment, I'll tell you that. He's trying to push this stuff on his girlfriend, too. All this bullshit to make her believe that everything's coming together. Man, there ain't nothing coming together. I mean, I could be the one to tell you that right now. There's nothing coming together for him. It's, business as usual, man. It's going to go in the direction it's going to go. That's it. There's nothing stopping that. That train is not stopping at that particular station. It just isn't happening. It's not happening. I get tired of talking about these people. They're trying to find fault in what I say. So let me kind of straighten you out on what's going on here. Never called this girlfriend a whore. I think you all know that. They're trying to bait me into saying something. There is somebody using my name on a couple of shows. As I said, go to the About section. You know if it's me or not. Secondly, he's trying to convince his girlfriend that all is well, and I'm getting out of here, and we're going to get married and be happy, and I'm going to support you. How? I don't know, but whatever. It's like, he's training himself to believe when he actually knows what's going down. So he went around telling people, oh yeah, my case is going to be dismissed. I'll be out of here in a month. Well, you might be out of there where you are. You might wind up in Bickerton or something. You might be right on that one. I can't even say that. The old man knew exactly. He went silent for 45 minutes during a stream. I did. I think I was playing tapes or playing videos or something. I mean, the The guy is, oh God, man. Maybe he thinks he's normal in his way of thinking. I don't know. You can't reason with somebody who can't reason on their own. You can't make somebody understand how fucking, you know, cockadoodle they are. Because they don't get it. They see themselves as being normal. But what gets these people in trouble time after time after time again, they keep on challenging people. And they're so cocky that they want you to meet that challenge. They don't really want you to meet that challenge because they know that it may not turn out too well for them. But they're still cocky enough to go on and antagonize people, intimidate people, bait people. Then when shit hits the fan on them, they wondered, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Nobody's going to touch me. Nobody's going to, bring me to court for shit I've said on YouTube. It's not going to happen because I'm a fucking narcissist, delusional, fucking, product of a fucking abortion that's still walking and talking. He's got too much time on his hands. The guy that you're talking about, I'm talking about a guy named Jim Wright. I'm talking about Jim Wright. You know who Jim Wright is, right? That's who I'm talking about. And Jim Wright is not right in the head. I mean, major. Look, I've seen loneliness. I've even experienced some moments of loneliness in my life. I've never seen anybody that miserable. Well, I have, actually. I actually have, other than him. I've seen somebody that miserably lonely. But other than that, this guy, he's the icing on the cake of loneliness and misery. He thinks his words hurt me all the time. I'm not hurt by what he says. I've been hearing this for fucking years. He's just pissed off at me because he didn't win a case that he tried to put against me with the NBA. Then when his pseudo girlfriend left him, that was the turning point. When he was very clearly upset, visibly upset, mentally upset, physically upset, feeling alone, and wanted to fire off both barrels at anybody that came their way. Anybody. Don't matter who it was, me or anybody. Oh, he's saying he does that shit. Have you ever seen this man say, I'm going for a walk or going to a store? I've never seen him actually do it. He claims he does walking and all that shit, but come on, guys. Do you honestly think that if somebody's going on a fasting diet of no food, 40-something days, 40-something days, you're not going to be alive. He's not in optimum health to begin with, and his age is a factor. There is no fucking way in this world, and I've said it probably 100 times already in the past 2 months. There is no effing way that he's not eating food during the day. Maybe he's not eating as much. Okay, he'll fill his belly with water so he's full. But he's definitely eating. There's no question about that. Absolutely. 125%. Because in his shape, the energy level he has, there's no effing way that he is not eating food. But then again, he's a chronic liar, so what do you expect from him? Chief Igichi says, just a frisbee floating in the wind, no one reaching out to catch. The only way that the dog-faced cockroach would not be smoking is two things. If he's concerned about his income, if a doctor clearly told him, you got to stop or you're going to die. Because, look, when you're a chain smoker like him, and you're in a confined area, and you are bored out of your fucking mind, all you could do is leave the cell in that little room in front of there, look out the window. I mean, we'll look forward on certain days of the week that your girlfriend comes over. You go out of your monkey ass mind. You will need something to occupy yourself. Number one, the phone comes in. But I think that's going to be a thing of the past because I believe they're going to take that phone away from them. I've been pushing on this real hard just recently. And your boredom. You're going to smoke more when you are bored to death. So what are the chances that he quits smoking? Well, 50-50. I say 50-50 because if a doctor told him that you got a serious lung condition, it could scare somebody into not smoking. And number two, cigarettes are not cheap anymore. If it's cutting into his budget, and it does, just figure his normal smoking minimum 2 packs a day, average 3, at about 160 pesos a pack. You do the math. 1 pack a day, 2 pack a day, 3 pack a day. It comes out to like fucking half his fucking SSI, whatever. Yeah, do the math. He had a phone the whole time. What they do is, I talked to a cellmate of his that used to be next door to him, and he said that they sneak it in and they hide it. They hide the cell phones. Man, it's hot in here. I got the fan in the other room. Yeah, something for now. For now, I'm not going to be on here too long. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no Nicorette quick mark in the Philippines. No, I wouldn't guess so. Yeah. So, in all honesty, to that question, that scenario, it's an iffy situation. Normally, if a doctor didn't tell him that his lungs were that messed up that he has to quit smoking, he'd be smoking away. There'd be no question about that. A cigarette was part of his body and soul. It was it was like another appendage on him. And by the way, how often do you hear me coughing on my show? And the only time you'll ever hear is something like this. Then you'll get a sniff of the nose from my allergies. My lungs have been holding out, knock on wood. Has to come a time that I have decided to do that too. But in his regard, I would say he's got a very iffy situation. You've all heard the way he coughs out of the lung all the time. He's got something very serious going on there. There's no doubt about that. That's another reason why there's no future with this guy for a woman, any woman. I don't care who she is. There's no future in him. As a criminal, his jail time, getting kicked out of the country, not be able to come back. Then he also lied about that too. Oh yeah, the case is being dismissed, he said. He'll be out of there in a month. He goes back to America. He'll be able to come back after a while. I don't know where he's getting his information, but, well, he's not actually. He's just making it up. Quick Mist and Quick Mart. Oh, Quick Mist, not Quick Mart. Okay. Quick Mist. Okay. Michael Jones says he buys 30 kilos of pork at a time, then freezes it. When there is a brownout, it goes bad. Oh, you mean you're talking about the mushroom man on that stage 2 emphysema, at least. I don't know. Look, I know a lot about emphysema because my brother actually has that. Okay. And if you don't take your oxygen, man, you're in big trouble. And that's what happened to him. He's okay. I really don't want to talk about family. My brother basically went to hospital for pneumonia. Then he had diverticulitis. He's okay, but he has to definitely use the oxygen a hell of a lot more than, believe me, a hell of a lot more than he's supposed to be using. That's as much as I'm going to talk about family. Other than the fact we had a pretty good party last night. Surprisingly, I didn't eat a lot. It just seems out here, same foods. Filipinos eat over and over again. There's either chero, there's either, lechon, God, there's so many type of Philippine meals. It's the same shit that you get from the caterers. This is the same company and the same product that was delivered to our house. And a lot of that shit I can't eat, but Filipinos, man, that's staple shit for them. Give them a bowl of rice and they're happy as can be. Give them the usual stuff that they sell. Beef caldera, whatever, caldereta, however you pronounce that. All the typical. And, pancit, so forth. I mean, that's like a staple diet here. Like I said, I do other things that are good for me. Make it a complete picture. That would be certainly one of the things that needs to be done, not to wait till something happens, like this other guy did, my brother did, and so forth and so on. Blame it on tobacco companies. They were hooking people for when they were children. Joe Camel campaign with the cool-looking camel with the scarf and the sunglasses, the cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Little kids thought that was cool. That was the whole idea. That was the whole advertising campaign. And then what did they do that was even more devious than that? They added more addictive chemicals to it. Nice. Government don't mind. They tell the cigarette companies to put a warning label on there. Smoking can kill you, or cause this and cause that, and gangrene and emphysema. It's all bogus. The government makes billions of dollars on cigarettes every year, but they're being responsible by putting a label on there. God, unbelievable. It's the way our world is, folks. If you haven't figured it out, I guess you'll never figure it out. You're being fucked up the ass every day, whether you're straight or not. You're being fucked up your ass every single day. A lot of products you eat, which your government is not doing for you, or should be doing for you, or should have done for you, but it's not doing for you. You're being lied to by the government in every form and way. They're fucking you up every orifice in your fucking body, every single day. And most people just don't see the light of day. You don't see how they're being fucked over by their own government, here or elsewhere. Too much temptation in the Philippines, Whitehorse says. Booze and girls. Well, sometimes you have to resist a little bit of temptation. Inflation running at, yeah, but we're only going to get, as far as American Social Security, we're going to get, if we're lucky, 3.5% or 3.3% or something. Actually, it's coming out this month. We're in October already. So, oh, they got another Michael Myers movie on. I didn't finish seeing that. It might be another version of Michael Myers always coming back, you know. It was exciting to see around Halloween time. I used to watch all that shit, you know. Obadi, Obada. Hey, whatever happened to, is anybody a real TV buff? You remember that show and the retarded kid played in that show? I don't remember his name. It's been a long time. He's a grown-ass man now. Is this guy still alive or anything? Remember, it was a Beatles tune they used for the theme of the show. Obodi, Oboda. Do you know what I'm talking about? I wonder if he's still alive. Oh, there was a show called Life Goes On. Okay, Life Goes On. That's a good way of looking it up. Life Goes On. I believe that was the name of the show. I don't know. Everybody seemed to like that show. Oh, name was Corky? Okay. You might be right. That sounds familiar. Kids over here even know the song for the Beatles, but I don't think they know that from being a Beatles song. I think they know that from that show or something. I was fooling around with that song today, and the other one of our kids here started singing that song. They know it really well. They may not know all the words, but they're very familiar with it. There's a Steve in here that I can never see because everybody's always talking to a Steve. Steve Botso or something, or I don't know. Obadi, Obada, life goes on. You know how to go out in the field today across the street and give the neighbors a big old chunk of cake, and two heavyweight ladies came out there, and I could swear they were salivating. We tend to bring things over to them if we have any extra. They own some cows and some goats, you know. It's a pretty good sized lot. Then walking back to the house, I was looking at the house from a distance. I said, damn, that really is a pretty big size house I've got. And you got to see it from out in the field to appreciate how big it is, actually. Certainly from the outside. I'm thinking, well, I always known it was a fair size house, but when you look at it from a certain distance, it's like, holy shit, it really is a big house. Yeah, I know there's been a troll going around pretending to be me, but when you see that kind of shit happen, go on there, make a comment, and tell them to go to that, click on that person's icon, go to the About section. They'll know it's not me. Yeah, I seen all that, but some moderator took those comments off because I did come on there to say that's not me making these comments. Check the About, and apparently somebody who had a wrench did, and they took off pretty much most of those statements on there. Who's my troll? I don't know. I got a lot of trolls. The fuck do I know? Most of you are trolls on here, probably. I mean, you know. Obadi, Obada. Oh, please don't put that song in my head. Please don't put that song in my head. Please don't put that song in my head. Sometimes I get a song in my head and I can't, just like I got a song in my heart, I can't do that. The bad grammar, I am known to have bad grammar, but they think it's me because here's the deal. I'm supposed to wear reading glasses when I'm typing something, and the reason I make mistakes is that I wind up hitting the wrong button thinking it's the right letter. And I get so lazy, I said, fuck to spell correct on that. I know how to spell very well. I just got to wear my glasses because the letters are so small. And if I'm in a hurry to write something, I don't always double check my spelling, which everybody should. And I know I should too. Not that I have bad grammar, I can't write or anything. It's just that you have to take the time. If you need to wear glasses when you read, if it's small print, then put your fucking glasses on. But anyway, yeah. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Please subscribe to my show if you haven't. We're over 17.5 or what the hell we are. Everybody says I bought all my subs. Why would I spend any money? I mean, I'm barely ever even getting Super Chat on here. Why would I spend money to buy my subs? Now, is somebody buying me subs in the past? Possibly. I'm not buying my own, I can tell you that. Don't make any sense. That's like giving away Super Chat that might be given to me or something or more. Don't make any sense at all. Now, if they're buying me some Super Chat in the past, they're doing that to try to keep me on because they want me online. They don't want me to get off YouTube. Troll use bored instead of boring. Oh, okay, gotcha. To answer someone, wrong word in a sentence. Yeah, I've seen those mistakes. I don't know. Everybody's ragging on everybody, even more. Ricky's ragging on the world. Yellow Man's fucking ragging on everybody. But this shit don't stink, especially the Yellow Man, the Mushroom Man. This shit don't stink. I wouldn't want to smell his shit. I definitely wouldn't want to smell his shit. And I don't know where the hell he does take his shit anyway. He doesn't have a septic to my knowledge. I have no fucking... Maybe he goes to the ocean and shits in the ocean. I don't know. Who cares? As long as he ain't shitting near me. I can imagine what that sickening smell is like. Because he's not the healthiest horse on the farm, if you know what I mean. Damn, nasty. I won't even imagine the smell of his body. Oh my God. I don't know who's probably nastier. Dog-faced cockroach or the fucking mushroom guy? Who do you think would be nastier, you think? I don't even know if they have a shower in that jail. Maybe they have a separate CR just for like, they have a spigot or something in there running into a pail and you do it the Filipino way. They have to have that. I mean, the guy's been in there for fucking 5 months now. They gotta have some kind of a way of cleansing his body. Would you think so? Iron Guy Bob says it's a tough call. Probably fashion is nastier than Bob. Oh, could be. And that's a hard one to call on that. Either one of those guys. Apparently he's still in the news because that thing I released today on an upload, whatever it was, that was a Philippines news channel that put that out there. So apparently he's still in the news. Except here's a mistake they made for when they put those newspaper articles about him being arrested along with this other guy. The mistake they made is they were saying he was put in Bikitan, where he should have been put. He lucked out, okay. So he wound up in the Mandawi detention center. That's where he should have been, in Bikitan. Doesn't mean he's not going to be there. He's not there right now. There's a good chance that he will. Okay. Jivakichi says, more likely to be STV, STD free for obvious reasons. You want a hazmat suit with anything from the other guy's body. I would think so, man. You think he's buying mouthwash for his breath? Hell no. He's probably got so much fucking fungus in his mouth, plaque, that if he breathes on you, you'll just probably fall over. You get an instant gag response. Well, he's never known to be, hygienic anyway. When has he? You knew he was taking a shower when he was very active and he wasn't in jail on YouTube. You guys remember? He would always advertise when he was going to take a shower because it was a big event that he had to talk about it. We generally don't talk about when we have to take a shower all the time. We might mention, hey, I got to get off because I got to take a shower, get dressed, something like that. But when this guy, it was a big event for him. Remember, your hair grows about 1/4 of an inch per month on a human. Now, when you've seen the dog-faced cockroach's hair coming out about 1/4 of an inch, that was about the time he would take a shower. Hey, it's like clockwork. I swear it was like clockwork. I think he only showered once a month. Can you imagine that? And girlfriends would have sex with him and all that shit. Cootie bugs on him. Chifikichi says, serious question. Does being born in the state of Alabama automatically pre-qualify you for disability payments? I don't know, maybe. There's not much work in Alabama. There's a lot of po folks in Alabama. I passed through Alabama many moons ago, and I was on a bus, and I've seen the conditions going through towns. I said, oh my God. Damn, I've seen conditions. I could never live there, man. Plus, it's also hot and humid there, too. I don't see how anybody could live there, to be honest with you, man. There's not much work out there. I think over half their population is on welfare, just like over in Detroit. I don't know what's been going on with Detroit. If they rebuilt it again, when the auto industry moved out and all that shit. I know crimes in Detroit are really bad. People abandon their homes. There's so many empty homes in Detroit. You got a lot of people crashing in these homes. Enough room for everyone. Now, did Detroit, were they a phoenix? Did they rise from the ashes? I haven't followed that situation in Detroit. But I know that Detroit was probably one of the poorest and dangerous places you could ever be because people were desperate in Detroit. When that auto industry disappeared, that was it. Detroit pizza. Serious crime. No, Chicago pizza is, actually. I tried Chicago style pizza. I never liked it. You know what real pizza is, folks? I'm going to tell you what real pizza is. Real pizza is thin sliced, and you could fold it in your hand like a sandwich. That's a real pizza. Okay, it's not some fucking dough ball. They got the Chicago deep dish crap, and you was just eating just a ton of dough. I never went for that anyway. Chicago pizza sucks. There's no fucking good food in Chicago, except if you could find any more left of an Italian community left there. I don't even know if they're even there anymore. Then you'll find some good Italian food. No argument from anybody on that. You get any kind of food, authentic, Because New York is the melting pot of society, they call it. And you will get authentic Asian food, you'll get authentic Italian food, whatever serves your taste. I don't care what anybody says. It has nothing to do. Well, it does have something to do with the fact I was born and raised there because I've eaten the food. They got the best pastry shops too. Damn, they got the best pastry shops. Hoo-ha, baby. Ooh, Sally's in New Haven, Connecticut was my joint. Yeah, Connecticut too. You know, Connecticut. Yeah, a lot of rich people in Connecticut. Oh boy, there is. God. Do you know anything about Candlewood Lake? Are you familiar with Candlewood Lake in Connecticut? I've been out that way. Candlewood Lake. I think that's what they call it, Candlewood Lake. Yeah, but all this hype about Chicago pizza, fuck that shit. You know how to make a fucking real pizza if they try. Your life depended on it. I'll take anything made in New York. Even the fucking water in New York is clean. Do you know New York makes the best bagels in the world? That's a known fact. You think New York is dirty, this and that, right? I can understand, in part, what you're saying. Certain neighborhoods. But something about New York water. It is the best tasting, the cleanest water ever. And when they make bagels in New York, you can't duplicate their bagels. I don't care where you live. You cannot duplicate the bagels. Their bagels are exceptional. It has to do with the water that they're using. I don't know why. I can't answer that question for you. I just know that. And you never have a problem drinking of tap water. Look, most of my life, I drank tap water. If I got lazy and I didn't want to dirty a glass, I just put my mouth underneath the faucet and drink water. I did that all the time. I can't remember when the last time I was able to do that. That would have to be back in Seattle. Yeah, in Seattle I was able to do that. Washington State. But anything beyond Washington State, up to where I live now, I could never do that. Is that the adventure Johnny Warrior? Is that the real Johnny Warrior? But anyway, the water in New York is unusually clean. I've had pure water coming right out of a mountainside. I never got sick on it. In fact, they had a pipe running into this mountainside to make it easier for people. I was up in, where was this? Well, this is in Washington State. I was up in a mountain somewhere. I don't remember where, to be honest with you. But they had this pipe right into the mountainside. And the water that came out to hikers, was so refreshing. I mean, it was naturally cold because it was coming from underground, but it was clean. I never got sick on that. I remember taking several big mouthfuls of that stuff, and I never got sick on it. No microbial stuff enough to make me sick, but there's nothing like water that's been naturally filtered by the earth. Nothing like it, man. Ventures of Johnny Warrior says, I do love a New York bagel. Oh, yeah. I have some of my favorites, but there's so many kinds I like. Poppy seeds, onion. We gotta have you gotta have some cream cheese. I'll tell you what's really great. If you want to really simplify something, have a bagel sandwich. You just cut up some thin cucumbers, put some bean sprouts in there, and put some cream cheese in there. That's all you really need. You got a great sandwich right there. You want to get a little more interesting, a little more adventurous, do all the above. Ham in there if you wish, for a little further taste. You want to put a little meat in there. You could actually add some slices of your favorite cheese, even on top of your cream cheese. Of course, it was highly caloric and a lot of cholesterol, but it was halfway healthy anyway. You had the cucumber in there and so forth. But yeah, bagels are known to be fattening, but holy shit, man. Just talking about this is making me hungry. And I just, hey, man, I don't think there's no reason for me to ever be in New York the rest of my life. All I could do is savor the thoughts of the kind of foods I used to eat on a regular basis that was available to me anytime I wanted. Don't forget, I spent a lot of time in New York City and Manhattan when I went to school. So I had access to all kinds of restaurants. You wanted some real Greek food, some souvlaki. You wanted some real gyros. Oh, man. They had it. I never picked the lamb, though, because I didn't eat lamb, but that's generally what they do. But I choose a different meat. But goddamn, the pizza was real. Everything was real about New York. Because they're real people. They're real people who speak their fucking minds. I'm one of them. And I get attacked for it all the time, for being who I am, a New Yorker. An Italian-American New York. Shit, I'm not going to make excuses for what I say. I tell it like it is, man. You either take it like a man or you don't. It's not good to hold things in. Doesn't mean you have to attack people, but say what's on your mind. Get it out of your system. If it's the truth, say it. Truth shall set you free. Let's see. Yeah, New York bagel with oh yeah, lox and onions and tomato. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. By the way, if you want to know what the healthiest bread on earth is, I'm not a real big fan of sourdough, but sourdough bread will be one of the healthiest breads you can. And we were on a pier at some restaurant, and they'd come out with this big old sourdough bread. It's been carved out in the inside like a bowl, and they would put clam chowder in there. Now, I wasn't big on clam chowder, but she was eating it. I do it. I try it, and that the sourdough bread, it tasted pretty good. At least the San Francisco sourdough bread. That was real. That was real stuff. Much more healthy. Today was not a healthy day for me because I've eaten some leftover beef steak. It was beef steak and a gravy. It had onion in it. I've had a couple of pieces of cake. Not a very healthy day for me, except for the cereal that I ate this morning. So it wasn't a good healthy day on my food. It was a good day of food to eat, but I don't want to eat too much beef. You don't mind having a little bit of that, that's okay, but I don't want to go overboard on that. And I'm getting so burned out on chicken. I don't, chicken is like the meal. It's almost like every other day. People out here eat chicken a lot besides pork. And chicken is always on our table somewhere, more times than not during the week. Now, I don't mind chicken curry. I love curry. Many, many years ago, I never thought of ever eating curry. But unfortunately, with the restaurants out here, if you want to order chicken curry, they're not going to give you boneless chicken. It's a waste of your money. They're going to give you the boniest pieces of chicken that you're going to try to pick some of that meat off. It just ruins the whole curry. You have them give it to you with boneless chicken, and don't buy it at all. Ask them first. If it's boneless, I'll buy it. The curry is good for you too. Okay, so turmeric. They're both related. I have turmeric in my tea every single morning. My girlfriend knows the exact amount of ingredients I put in my green tea every morning. Sets it up for me if I don't do it myself. Turmeric, I won't get into a health show, but it's actually good as a natural, effective for pain, inflammation, cancer, a lot of different shit. Powerful antioxidant. Turmeric. Who would have known? Every day, folks. But like I said, not even a can of soup has an expiration date on it. We all expire. All we could do is hope for the best. Try to make your diet more so healthy than a negative, zero nutritious meal. It's okay if you want to have some treats now and then. It's okay. You don't overindulge in it. But you actually are what you eat. That's a fact. It's not just a saying. You are what you eat. Think about the little mitochondria in your cells. You have biology. You got a nucleus. Okay. Should we go through the whole cell membrane? I remember taking classes in that, in biology. It's that mitochondria that fucks you up. You start messing with the mitochondria from all this oxidated stress, contaminants, cigarette smoke, environment, foods with preservatives, all that shit. You're fucking with the mitochondria, which affects every single organ in the body. Enough of that on health. Thank you for allowing me. Okay, I gotta go, folks. If that's really Johnny Warrior, thanks for coming aboard. You're welcome anytime. Hope things are going well for you. And I mean, bygones be bygones as far as I'm concerned. You took a lot of shit on here from people, I'll tell you that. You really did. I don't think you deserve that much, really. It was just cruel. That's all I could say. It was cruel what they did. I've dealt with a lot of that myself, Mr. Warrior, as you know. Okay, guys, thanks for coming on my show. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go watch a movie if I could find anything that I haven't actually seen yet, and that's kind of a hard thing to do on here. Thank you for earlier today, Jiffy Geechee. For you, I think you made a donation today on my show. I believe you did an earlier show today. Thank you for your donation. No, I don't expect my screen to light up like a rainbow. I've given up on that. Rainbows happen on certain channels that want to create extreme drama and hate. I'm not going to go that deep in that direction at all. Try to get donations for my show. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I don't need the money that bad, as I said, to actually have to turn my show into a hate show, an actual hate show. I can't do that. I could talk about issues on YouTube, issues and tissues, but I'm not going that deep into shit. I could talk about perhaps if somebody said on a show because it was public and visual. I could do that. I could mention about the condition of the community out here, the Philippines vlogging community, but that's about as far as I want to go. I don't want to go any further than that. It's just too much shit on here, man. It's just getting so fucking old. Sometimes I feel obligated that I have to talk about because nobody would come to my fucking show at all. But that's when I realized that it is time to get off. and actually mean it. Because when there's no activity on my show, then it gets a little ugly. It does. It's like, what the fuck am I here for? If people don't appreciate me, why do a show? I'm using up my oxygen. Even to do this show, okay? Thank goodness I'm not fucking eating a goddamn oxygen mask. I probably couldn't make a show because I have to have an oxygen mask or something up my nostrils. But I've given a lot of my oxygen free of charge to everyone out here. How much longer can I do that, though? I don't know. I'm on a fine line here, and I've been on a fine line for a long time. Something always brings me back. Maybe because it's so fucking boring here in the Philippines. Yeah, curcumin, yeah. Exactly. It is boring. It's according to what you do. If you're able to scuba dive and stuff, that's exciting. There's a lot of people doing that. Even somebody's on my show right now, Johnny Warrior. That's great. That's fantastic. We're teaching other people. But generally, when you get to an upper age area, you're going to do so much. What can you really do? Come on, be honest with yourself. You're in your 60s, anybody, even your 50s. I don't care. 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever age you're at. What do you do? Oh, sure, you can go for walks and suck in the scenery. Sure you could. There's nothing wrong with that. You could do that. But if you don't scuba dive and you don't skydive, the Mushroom Man was right on one thing. He's not right very often, but he's right when he said there's only limited things you could do here in the Philippines. It's the only measure of truth that ever comes out of his mouth. You might catch it every now and again. It's very rare, but that is the truth. There really isn't much to do out here. There isn't. It's for someone my age. My goal is to be as comfortable as possible. That's my goal. That's right. If it means sitting in a nice living room with an air conditioner on and watching a good fucking movie with my partner, that's what I'm going to do. If it makes me happy. If it means making a small trip somewhere, that's great too. It means going shopping in Cebu, get some things I can't get here. That's exciting to me too. I don't have to travel all over the goddamn Philippines to be happy. I'd rather not. Me and the climate here just don't go together. I'm very open about that. Just blacking out for 15 minutes, say anything to you? I was getting a goddamn haircut at a mall. How many months ago was that? I blacked out for 15 fucking minutes because I was not hydrated. And the older you get, the more that could happen to you. You know, don't play the odds out here, man. You're a lot closer to the equator than where you probably lived before. That sun is strong out here, man. And you don't realize how much moisture it's sucking out of your skin. And it heats up your fucking skull and your brain and some serious shit. Don't take it for granted. Never take the climate out here for granted. Especially you're getting older, man. Be smart. Don't be stupid. Really. And I mean that. Happened to me, it could happen to you. I was lucky. No, I don't listen to audiobooks. No, I don't, actually. Probably should. I haven't read a good book in I don't know how many years. I'm more of a visual guy. That's why I like movies. I've always been very visual. That's why I went to School of Visual Arts in New York. I don't know, man. I like the old days when they still sell books. But it's just not the same anymore, you know. Everything is becoming ebooks now, and it's just. I gotta admit, they have their purpose, and if somebody is blind, man, that's a wonderful thing that could open up their whole life. I'll say 3 cheers for technology, for ebooks that are audible. No question about that at all. I think it's great, and but gone are the days, really. For the most part, you know, they have bookstores and people still write books, you know, like made of paper and all that and hardcover, softcover. I guess they still do, but it's all been leaning in the other direction. So, coming on my show here, thanks, Johnny, for showing up, and anybody else, Jiffy Geechee, of course. We'll catch you on another show. Just hit the reminder button, you know when I'm on. I don't schedule anything. You guys know that. Okay, thanks for being loyal to my show, Jiffy Geechee, and some other people have been on here quite a bit. I appreciate it. We're getting Barangay Bob's been coming in around here a lot. Appreciate you coming by. And we've had a few other people. White Horse, of course, has been stepping by quite a bit. Okay, we appreciate you coming to the show. Michael Jones has been showing up. Of course, Jerry, Philippines and Beyond, is always here somewhere. Yeah, and they got the new guys been coming. Here's the real gossip. Hope you guys still follow my show. And if you can't, still give you my blessing anyway, so we'll catch you on the next. Good day otherwise today. Good day otherwise. I got to put my other mile in, though. I'm not doing enough miles per day on my treadmill. And I'm upset with myself on that because I made a promise. No excuses. But what happened was this morning, I only did a mile instead of my usual 2+ miles. It was really hot in that room, and I didn't want to open up the door, just waste the air conditioner, because when it came to that room, there's a vent in there where it went through. I would have been wasting my cool air. That's why I like to do it early in the morning, sometime after I get up. But I feel guilty when I don't accomplish something that I set out to do. I want to put minimum 2 to 3 miles a day. That's all you need. and you could work up to 5 miles a day. The way it works out in a nutshell is the more mileage you could put in every single day, the chances are you'll have some better longevity, better health results from that. But I will tell you, even just 30 minutes a day is enough to, you know, kind of get things going. Okay. Hope you guys don't mind me talking some health topics here and there. If I'm even helping one person, even one person, I'm doing my job. And plus, talking about that kind of stuff, it kind of, in many ways, it helps reinforce my beliefs, my practices. As far as the kind of food and diet I have, it helps me. If it's not helping you, it helps me. So deal with me on that. At least it's a good topic matter. I can say that for my show. I can't say that for everybody else. Okay, thank you, Jiffy Geechee. Thank you, everybody who came by. It's movie time. Chances are I've seen it. You know what I'm saying?